fuck up, dude.
Well, Steve needs his fix.
Yeah, don't tread on me.
Just be quieter about it. How about
He got a
that?
girlfriend now. He needs a fix.
Just
All right.
don't breathe directly
Well,
into the mic.
I have to take monster rips, dude. So,
All right. Here we go. 5, 4, 3.
hello, everybody. Welcome to the Rebuilding Your Podcast, Season 4, Episode 6. This is going to be a quick hitter. We're recording on Thursday. The show comes out tomorrow, so this is going to be an unedited version. You're not going to have any music. If we say anything dumb, it's not going to get edited out. There's not going to be any break between the regular stuff and the segments. We're going old school. We're going lo-fi on this one. So we have Chris and Ryan here with me. Steve, Peter did he say what he's doing?
Probably at work still.
He's at work. So Peter's still at work. But the show's brought to you by mybookie.com. Log on to mybookie. I think it's changed now. If you use promo code, was it year 25?
Yep.
Year 25, you get what, $125? I think it's changed.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. We'll go with you get $125 if you log on to mybookie.com. Use promo code year25. Bet, play, win, mybookie.com. They pay out winners. They're good. Ryan uses them. All our buddies use them, so go get some. So we'll jump right in. Purdue, Missouri. I didn't watch the game. What was the final score?
40-37.
40-37. There was a questionable overturn penalty. David Blau played pretty good. Ryan, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, the defense was what I expected. Drew Lock kind of did his thing. I know completion wasn't the greatest, but he had all the time in the world to go back there and pick us apart. But, honestly, the offense finally just looked alive. Like, I don't know where that's been the last, 2 weeks, not including the Missouri game, but David Blau out of nowhere, those were almost 600 yards. Like, where has that been? Everybody was been critiquing David Blau for not being able to throw the ball downfield the first 2 games. It's been run heavy. And the one game Center Lars not, looking over his shoulder. He just lets loose and has one of the best performances of the season so far of anybody. So, obviously another heartbreaking loss. We're so close to 3-0, which is irritating about it because we could easily have beaten all 3 of those teams. But each time we come up just a little bit short. So it was a tough game. Missouri's a good team. I think we all knew it was going to be a tough game going into it. It just sucks that these tough games that are coin flip games, we haven't won any of them yet. So. But Missouri's a good team. I don't read too much into it. And we all knew this is a possibility going into the season. And it's looking like we might be more 4-8, 5-7 than the other way around.
Chris.
Yeah, we knew the defense was going to be bad. We knew Drew Lock, like Ryan said, was going to throw all over him. It makes you feel a bit better about the offense that maybe the Eastern Michigan game was a fluke, that they can actually throw the ball around and get some yards and get some points on the board. Because if they're going to lose, let's have it be a 40-37 game.
Sure.
And not be a 19-18 game like it was against Eastern Michigan. So at least it was entertaining. But a little bit of optimism on the offense, but defense needs a lot of work. So that's going to be a next season sort of project.
From what I saw from the stat sheet, the offense obviously looked good, 37 points. I don't know if that's a high for this offense under Jeff Brom, but it's certainly up there. They might have had a little bit more than that against Arizona in the Foster Farms Bowl. But, it's good to see the offense maybe start clicking. I mean, it's an SEC team. It's good that they could score 37 points. The defense, obviously, 40 points. It sort of seemed like, and correct me if I'm wrong, that Missouri kind of scored at will. When they had to score, they scored. That's kind of what it seems like. And what about the call at the end? So I wasn't watching. I was following along on Twitter. What was the Jared Sparks thing? Somebody explain that to me real quick.
Chris?
I was not watching. I was at a wedding. So I watched the scoreboard go from 43 to 37, and I was like, what the fuck happened? And then I saw all that shit.
So
I only watched the last drive.
He caught a touchdown pass. It was ruled a touchdown on the field.
Mm-hmm.
And they went to the replay booth to confirm the touchdown. And my theory was whatever the call in the field was, it should have stayed that because I didn't think there was enough evidence one way or another. And they ruled it incomplete. And then obviously, we hit the field goal. And Missouri comes down because field goal wins the game. But it was just a big deal, because we had all these penalties against us the first couple weeks that have lost us games, and just third game in a row. I don't blame the refs at all. But it's third game in a row.
Well, I mean that's where we got to go. Is the refs are the refs fixing the games against Purdue? Because our friends of the podcast over at Hammer and Rails posited this today that the refs are now actively fixing games against Purdue.
Because they care so much about how the Purdue football team does. It matters. Right. So
everybody knows the big money is moving around Purdue. That's where the big money moves around.
And even watching the last drive, they moved the ball down. They had to go 70 yards in a minute. And they went 69 yards and then said, all right, we're just going to kneel it and then kick the field goal.
Yeah, that was the other thing. Was everyone's we would have won the game otherwise. No, Missouri just got a touchdown instead of a 25-yard field goal. They could have got the end zone. We still would have lost. But it was just another game where the refs made late in the game that potentially cost us the game. But and then it came out, I believe, that it was the incorrect call. The call should have stayed on the field. That came out today or yesterday. So
oh, good. So we won.
Symbolic victories.
So we won. So we're actually 1-2 now. All right. So your 1-2 Boilermakers are going into a matchup against, what are they? The 24th ranked BC Eagles? 23rd ranked BC Eagles. The spread is BC -7. We'll turn it over to Chris, who, as the Boston Boiler, is our resident BC expert. Chris, what do you have to say about this one?
Well, it's kind of tough to see how exactly BC is. They played UMass and Holy Cross and kind of blew them out, and then played Wake Forest, and that was kind of a good game, but still it was kind of one-sided. So we don't know, but I'm 23. You get a consensus ranking that they're a good team. They've thrown 0 interceptions against those teams, so that's good for our defense. And they have 6 picks. So their defense is actually really good. So that could be a problem for David Blau out there. So I don't think Sindelar is going to play this week, or I don't know if they've confirmed that yet.
Doesn't sound like he is.
Yeah, and they've got a pretty balanced offense. They've got a lot of decent receivers that can go out and get the ball. They don't have a Rondale Moore, but they've got a bunch of guys that can get a bunch of yards. And then their running back is really good. I think he's one of the best in the country right now. He's getting big plays, big 40-yard runs. So if they can stop the run, maybe they have a chance, but I don't see that being able to happen because you got to stop the run and the pass against BC, and then their defense is just gonna maybe shut down Purdue's offense, but we'll see.
Ryan?
Yeah, no, I actually like the Boilers in this game. Every game we've come up so close, and Northwestern might suck. They just lost to Akron, but
and Duke.
Yeah, they lost to Akron and Duke, so maybe Northwestern sucks. That's becoming a worse and worse loss as the weeks go on. But I don't know. BC doesn't overly scare me. I think they play sound in all aspects, but I'm not afraid of BC like I was Missouri with their passing game. I think we can hang around with them. I think the Boilers finally get a W. It's bound to happen sooner rather than later. And, I think the Boilers win. I think they find a way somehow. I don't know how, but I do think the Boilers get W for the first time of the year.
Yeah, screw it. I'll go with Ryan. Boilers win. Close game. BC hasn't played anybody great. The Boilers have played one tough team. We don't think Northwestern's tough anymore. But they went toe-to-toe with Heisman favorite Drew Lock. If David Blau can even not repeat, but give us 75% of what he did last Saturday, then they pull it out. It's their last home game in a while. You got to think that they'll want to come out of that one with a W before going on the road to Nebraska the week after that. We didn't have a spread poll this week, so I have no idea what the fans would have said. I'm assuming they would have said that we would have won because that's what they've said the past 3 weeks. So, we'll see. BC Eagles, man. What time's that game? Noon? Noon kick? It's got to be a noon kick. Yeah, noon kick on the
ESPN2.
ESPN2. Yeah. Nice. The all-star crew. Weather should probably be good for that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be 70 and sunny. It's gonna be good. Good football fall weather.
Good fall football weather. Get the ball, start airing it out. Hopefully the defense shows up, can stop the run. All right, let's move on to Ryan's basketball time featuring football. Ryan, take it away.
Yeah, there's some decent matchups this week. Nothing great like the last couple weeks, but some decent stuff. I got Peter's picks, and I'll type those in a little later. But Steve, we'll start with you as always. Friday night game, Penn State goes to Illinois. Illinois looks a little improved from last year. I'm not going to say they're good by any imagination, but Penn State minus 27.5 at the Fighting Illini Friday night.
I like the Illini here. Penn State struggled with Appalachian State at home in Happy Valley. And 27?
27.5, yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot to cover. I'm going to go with Illini, home dogs.
Okay. I'll also go with the Illini. They're 2-1, so I think motivation around there is still a little high. It's Friday night games, which are great for these shitty programs like Illinois. So I think Illinois can keep it within 27.5. Chris?
Yeah, they struggled with Appalachian State, but they beat Pitt, destroyed Pitt, and destroyed Kent State. So they're gonna make easy work at Illinois.
You might not know this, but Kent State's not very good.
Yeah, but Pitt's also not very good
either. Pitt sucks.
And Illinois is.
I think Illinois could beat Pitt though and beat Kent State.
All right.
All I know about Illinois is they played all freshmen and sophomores last year because they knew they were going to suck. So they just gave kids playing time. Not all those kids are back with the under the belt. So, but they still suck. But actually, this is probably the night game of the week. A&M goes to Bama. A&M obviously looks pretty sharp under Jimbo Fisher. Clemson at Bama. I think I'm going to start, and I know we say don't bet against Bama, but it is Bama at 26.5 against Texas A&M, and I think A&M can actually cover that. Chris.
I'll go with A&M here. Actually, no, fuck it, no, don't get that out of my head. Don't bet against Bama.
Get it out of your head.
Dave?
Alabama, they have been absolutely destroying teams. Ole Miss has a pretty good offense, and they held them to 7 points. Alabama wins in a blowout, 42-10.
Yeah, they're scary. They actually have an actual offense, and they are terrifying. A sneaky good game. Mississippi State goes to Kentucky. Both teams are undefeated. Kentucky just won at Florida. Mississippi State's ranked 14. Chris, we are starting with you. It is Mississippi State minus 9.5 at Kentucky.
At Kentucky, I'm going to go with Kentucky here.
Okay, cool.
Yep.
Steve?
I think the Bulldogs cover away. I think that number 14 team in the country, pretty good. Yeah, Kentucky beat Florida, but, I don't know. Blind squirrel finds a nut every once in a while, so I'm going to go with Mississippi State.
I'm also going to Kentucky. I question how good Mississippi State actually is. I don't know. Tell them to give my Kentucky. They can keep it at 9.5. And everybody's favorite game, Florida at Tennessee.
Yeah.
Florida's minus 4.5.
Who's up? Me?
Yeah. Florida minus 4 at
Florida.
Chris?
Tennessee, folks,
Florida,
not good.
Oh man, I can't. You guys put me for Tennessee, so I'm gonna go with Florida here because that obviously didn't work.
Okay. Ooh, I will go Tennessee for one time this year.
The fool's errand picking Tennessee.
Like, oh, it's a low spread. Like maybe.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah, I think they have some juju at home playing Florida. Florida doesn't look all that great. I think they could keep it close. And
classic. Falling into the trap.
I know. Listen to this podcast. You should just bet Bama to cover.
That's our gambling picks, sponsored by mybookie.com. Bet Bama every week.
Game of the night probably Stanford at Oregon. Stanford's ranked 7. Oregon's ranked 20th. Both undefeated. Both looking pretty good. Steve, we'll start with you. It's Stanford minus 2.5.
I like Stanford a lot this year. Bryce Love going to be a top 5 pick in the NFL draft. I'm going with the Cardinals. Sorry.
Chris.
I'm gonna have to agree with Steve here. They're just 2 points is easy to cover. That's just basically they're winning the game and they're gonna win the game.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, Stanford will lose at some point this year, and it'll be a stupid game, but it won't be this game.
I think Oregon gets the job done at home. I don't know. They have full uniforms.
That place is not what it used to be.
Ever since Chip Kelly left, it's been different. But they
Speaking of Chip Kelly, do you see how awful UCLA is?
They are hot garbage. And he got the number one like dual threat like quarterback in the country to come in, and they're and the dad's already like all pissed off with Chip Kelly.
They're terrible.
But anyway, that was good. We're good to go.
All right, no stat of the week because Pete is out. So we'll go to internet comment of the week. This comes to us from our friends over at Hammer and Rails via our other friend, Glenn, friend of the show. Hammer and Rails put out a poll on Twitter that was the best possible Purdue turnover prop. And here were the options listed. Wooden train whistle, a Boilermaker, quote unquote, or the drink in parentheses. So a pint of beer with a shot of whiskey in it, a conductor's hat, and a sledgehammer. Obviously, the sledgehammer would make the most sense, but I want to focus on those other three. So which of those is the stupidest? To me, it's the wooden train whistle because after you get a turnover, the crowd's going absolutely nuts. And if you've ever blown into a wooden train whistle, yeah, it doesn't make that much noise. Our friend Travis had one in college, and it wasn't really that loud. So you wouldn't be able to hear it, and it would just look like a kid putting a wooden pipe up to their face. So I think that one's the dumbest, but I want to hear you guys sound off. We'll start with Rye.
That's definitely up there, but if they were showed the sideline and there was some big linebacker wearing a conductor's hat, I'd probably just lose it. That'd be like people have turnover chains and turnover thrones. Oregon State has a chainsaw, and I'm just imagining our Marcus Bailey sitting there on the sideline wearing this gay little conductor. Terrible.
I mean, it couldn't possibly look cool. It's like an Oshkosh,
terrible
corduroy conductor's hat. Chris.
Bad.
I mean, both those are really dumb, but the Boilermaker, that'd be so stupid. Just like that linebacker. Turnover. He's like, they tuck it in. He's like sitting there, like trying to force it down and then run back on the field.
And I mean, these guys they're not beer drinkers, folks. They're athletes. All right. You know, if they do drink, we've seen football players drink every once in a while from our days partying. They don't really get down with the beers. They're not drinking a Boilermaker. I mean, that's such a big time drink. Like, we didn't even drink Boilermakers in college. Like, it's not like a drink at Purdue that's like some sort of rite of passage thing. It's just like, oh, that also happens to be called a Boilermaker, but it's not like, this great Purdue. It should be a Baltimore Zoo is what it should be.
Yeah.
That's what they should have instead of the Boilermaker.
Is the players' notes so they can get back to studying.
Yeah, absolutely. It should be a textbook. You get the turnover textbook.
Turnover TI-84 calculator.
Yeah. Turnover iClicker.
There you go.
But yeah, the Boilermaker. It should be either a Baltimore Zoo or a 32-ounce gin and tonic from where else.
Yeah, there it is. You got to put the where else. You have to get the where else, but put it on your belt.
Yeah. You put it on your belt. You put it through your belt loop. And then after the game, you smash it on the concrete outside the stadium. And you never have it. Or you keep like 50 of them in your room because that's a cool thing to have. Is cups.
$5 a piece.
It shows that you drink alcohol.
Yeah.
Which is a cool thing. All right, who lost last week, right?
So you and Chris tied. Chris also lost the week before and hasn't gone yet, so I think we should let Chris go.
Yep. All right, Chris, you're up.
Oh, man. All right. I didn't think about this. I didn't even pay attention last week. All right.
You didn't do anything, so.
All right, man. Come on.
What did we talk about last week? We talked about how the Browns had a better record than –
touch football. We had conspiracy theories. It's been good so far.
Yeah, it's been all right. You got to keep the train rolling, dude.
All right, man. All right.
What's been the news? Brett Kavanaugh, huh? How about that guy?
Yeah, let's avoid that on the unedited episode. Let's avoid that topic.
Is what you did at age 17 applicable when you're 40? Folks?
Yeah, I think so. But what was it? Rap disses. Are they cool or not?
They used to be.
Rap
disses used to be very cool. I always thought some diss tracks were really cool when they were like hard. When these guys were like actually like trying to kill each other. It was cool.
It's
Machine Gun
Tupac
Kelly,
Biggie.
or even Back to Back by Drake. That song banged.
Yep.
But Machine Gun Kelly, who sucks. I mean, even in Cleveland, the dude's like irrelevant now. And Eminem, who I guess some songs off that Kamikaze CD were all right, but he's not really that good anymore, I don't think. And I just don't care about a rap beef between MGK and Eminem. Like, who gives a shit?
I don't care about beef when there's no blood in it. There's no like
why are they beefing? Why do they not like each other?
I think MGK said that his daughter was hot when she was like 16.
She's pretty hot. Have you seen her?
I mean, maybe not at 16, but at age 18.
Bro, have you seen the 18-year-old version of her? Who?
Yeah. Sure. But I just don't like. What was the Drake? What was that? Who did he? Body. Meek Mill. That was all those great lines about Nicki Minaj in there, and Eminem's just rapping about
Meek Mill. It was Meek Mill.
Eminem's just rapping about MGK's like man bun. It's like, who cares? The dude's a clown. Like, why does Eminem have to come at MGK in the first place? Like, you're so clearly on different like levels. I don't understand.
MGK is opening for Fall Out Boy, so you have to respond to that.
Is he really? Is that his gig right now?
That's his gig.
He got booed off stage the other day.
No, that was all fake.
Was it?
Yeah.
Ooh.
That whole video of him getting booed off stage was fake.
How was it fake? What did they do? Like pipe in booze?
Like, he didn't leave the stage, and they the boos were just like somebody added in post. Somebody cares about it that much to make that video.
Yeah, right. It's like who are these people that care about this? Like, who are the MGK heads out there that are like, oh, Eminem came at MGK, dude. We gotta mount up, dude. Regulators, let's go get his ass. Like
EST, man. Yeah, that's us.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like,
no, Eminem sucks, man. MGK is way better.
Yeah. Who's saying that? Like, they both are bad. Neither of them are good. They're both like irrelevant rappers. So I don't know. Folks.
Go with Suge Knight and those guys actually killing people. Like, there's actual.
That was cool.
Because
like when it was like gang shit was
you
cool.
made this, you might get shot and killed.
Right.
Now it's
yeah. Now it sucks, and I don't know. You know what was cool rap wise was that Kanye West video where he's wearing that big shirt.
That's good.
I like that.
Yeah,
with who was that? Lil Uzi Vert? Who was
Lil
that?
Pump.
No. Lil Pump. Sorry. Got my Lils.
Don't get your Lils mixed up.
Yeah. And what else was cool? Mac Miller dying. That was cool, right? That was kind of back to like old music where people died. He was 26, right?
Yeah.
What?
Wow. He was 26, wasn't he?
Think so.
Yeah, it was.
Isn't that the age? Isn't that the
27 is the age?
Oh, Mac. Come on, man.
Because it was like a big deal when Lil Wayne turned 27. Like, oh, he's dead this year. Everybody's died.
What I did like on the internet was people bullying Ariana Grande over the death of her ex-boyfriend. I thought that was a fun thing on the internet that happened. That was good. That's good. It shows that people really have their heads in the right place out there in the world. That they are. I mean, what? I don't know. It's. Oh, brother. And I mean, take down that goofy clown Pete Davidson. Don't take down Ariana Grande. Go after Pete Davidson.
That 27-year-old thing, there's a lot of people on this list.
Yeah, Janis Joplin, Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Kurt Cobain.
Amy Winehouse.
Wait, I thought we were talking about musical talents, folks.
Hey-o.
Folks. Huh?
He's around all week.
He's here all week.
Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah, I mean, Chris. I mean, he was an influential figure in your life.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Chris, what are your thoughts on Josh Gordon?
It's good. They gave him like a bag of balls.
I was surprised how much the Browns got for him. Yeah, that was a good bit of business.
Well,
conditional 5th round draft picks.
Yeah, so if they cut him within 10 games, they get a 7th back. So
that's good.
I was blown away. Something must have happened because they've kept on to that guy for like 3-4 years. And he's finally just now looking like he's going to be cleaning up his act a little bit. Like, now we're going to trade you.
I don't know. I think what they thought was he came to the facility high. So they traded him.
Where he said he had a hurt hamstring and they traded him. And
that was a bunch of bullshit.
He got an MRI and his hamstring's fine.
Yeah, I mean, the Browns are easily the most ridiculous team in the NFL. The kicker misses a bunch of field goals and extra points, and then they go sign a guy who kicked under 70% at FAU.
Who'd they get?
I don't know, some undrafted kid from FAU.
Well, the Vikings got Dan Bailey. I was like, thank God.
I mean, if I was Dan Bailey, I would go kick in the dome too.
Oh yeah, dude.
I mean, I wouldn't want to kick outdoors in Cleveland in the winter.
Dude, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Baltimore, like those are
Pittsburgh, all. Yeah, I mean, you don't want to do that. So I don't blame Dan Bailey at all. But I mean, they got this. I mean, this guy is not. He's made 2 field goals over 50 yards in his college career.
Yeah, but that's in Florida. The air is heavy down there.
It is thick. The air is thick in Florida.
You kick it further in college because they use a half-inch tee. So like,
not for field goals. You idiot.
You do.
Use a tee for a field goal.
I thought high school.
You're gonna go with this. They use a tee for kicking field goals.
But, oh God, these in high school, don't they?
I don't know. I don't think that they don't.
I don't think I've watched a high school football game in 10 years.
Since I was in high school, easily.
I was always under the impression that high school kids use an inch tee, college use half-inch, and pros just do it straight off the grass. And that's why some of these college kickers can kick the absolute shit out of the ball and then get to the pros, and they can't do it.
All right.
Well, it's also a bigger ball that they're kicking in the pros.
Yeah. Maybe I'm making this up. Somebody told me this.
Well, we'll look it up for you. Don't worry.
Up through high school, place kickers are allowed to use a 1-inch or 2-inch elevated kicking block. At the college and professional levels, place kickers must kick off the ground.
Never mind. Fuck me. Just high school kids.
Yeah, I mean, you watch college football.
Like, yeah, you know what? As we were debating,
the guy running out there like staking the fucking tee in the ground.
Yeah, right. I mean, what? I don't. How does that work with a tee? That's harder to get the snap and place it on a tee.
Or do they just place it on the tee and they'll hike and then everyone can go?
That doesn't seem like that's what would happen. I don't know. There wasn't a whole lot of field goal kicking, if I recall, from high school football.
No, because the minute if you're not nobody can do 40-yard field goals, so you're just going for it.
Right. I mean, I remember a couple times people try 30-yarders and it would just be awful. It's basically
I tried to kick a 20-yard field goal once, and I think I kicked it 10 yards.
There would always be some soccer player that would join the football team and just not be good.
Yeah, this kid, our kicker, he hit a 70-yarder one time in a game, but he could not do it consistently.
He hit a field goal from the 50.
Swear to God, he had all his recruits come out, and he couldn't do it ever again. He was very consistent, but he played on the soccer team, though. He only practiced with the football team once a week. But he also played soccer. But yeah, no, he just absolutely rifled a kick from 70 yards, and he don't think he ever did it again.
That seems just like a stroke of good luck.
I mean, he always had the foot. It was super inconsistent. He couldn't even kick 30-yard field goals consistently.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, but they definitely don't use a tee in college, and that's what we learned today from today's episode. So that was the Rebuilding Your Podcast, Season 4, Episode 6. You can find Chris on Twitter at Boston Boiler. You can find Peter on Twitter at Peter_Mick. Ryan, what's your Twitter handle? Ryan?
What'd you say?
What's your Twitter handle?
Ryan N. Hire.
Ryan M. Hire. You can find me on Twitter at SteveGreco01. You can find us on Twitter at The Rebuilding YR. And without anything else, Boilers by 90, and wait till next year.
So they used tees back